companies that want to have a distribution center within Asia, have their locations there, or do their assembly there. For example, Kingston, IBM used to software and so on, and a number of electronics and others, and a lot of trading companies, right, within the free trade zone. Okay, and then south of Zhangjiang area, it used to be farmland and focus on agriculture development, Shenqiao and all that, but that's kind of gradually going away into becoming more and more tourist spot where Disney is definitely going to be in the south area, right, in Qunsao and Anhui, right. So that's the kind of development in Shanghai, and particular development in Pudong, where they kind of have planned designated growth, right, from nothing to what it is today: financial district, high tech, processing zone, and then free trade zone, kind of thing. Okay. So I kind of run the site over in Huajiajiao, but every now and then I do help with particularly government relations and government visits, and also customer visits and so on. Okay. I've been in Shanghai about 16 years now. I used to live in Canada before I came here. Grew up in Hong Kong, basically worked in different areas of IBM from Japan, Hong Kong, Japan, Canada, and now Shanghai. So, I can introduce myself and maybe go around.
Yeah, my name is Yifan, and I'm Chinese.
Yeah.
And I'm mostly a student.
Okay.
My name is Paula Vanessa.
Okay. Hi.
You work for Amgen?
Yes, I work for Amgen,
Oh, which
which is
one?
Amgen, which is a biotechnological.
Amgen?
Amgen.
Amgen Biotechnology.
Okay.
Pharmaceuticals. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Nicholas Fosio. I work for a clinical research site in the hospital,
Okay.
and do both internet, mostly Latin America,
Okay.
clinical research.
I'm Stephanie Folster, and I work for a company that does both aerospace and environmental software.
So you fit very well in Zhangjiang because as part of the aerospace development in south, further south to that, there's a huge aerospace near the Pudong area, airport area. So there's an area where they have a huge growth area for aerospace. Because that's probably the next 5 years, aerospace is one of the major kind of focus area or priority for the government. So apart from Tianjin, where they're assembling the Airbus, they're going to try doing the CJ919, the Chinese model, and probably come out in about 3, 4, 5 years time.
I'm Professor Somnath Basu,
Yeah.
Professor of Finance.
Okay.
I've been a professor for the last 27 years,
Mm-hmm.
and these are my students. I bring them every year to Shanghai
Yeah.
because I cannot teach in a class what really is happening in China. It's so theoretical that students can't really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I started bringing them over here for a week, and what I can do in a week, I cannot do in a term.
Yeah.
Once I put them on the ground out here, they can see for themselves what I'm talking about.
I'm Stanley Fletcher. I'm an aerospace engineer for a company.
Okay.
Jesus Aguilar, I'm also an aerospace.
Oh, okay.
Cindy Havenhill, I'm a certified financial planner and investment advisor, my own
Okay.
business.
I'm Larry King, and I am a program in financial planning in Kalu. Spent 35 years in industrial distribution with a nationwide company in the United States.
Okay. Okay. Well, very diversified.
Very.
Very interesting. And I think Professor Basu is correct. I think you can see here a couple of days, and what you are amazed at what you can see. Now, Shanghai is, if you imagine that the growth in China, right, you can see Shanghai and say, wow, this is the isolated. But then think about there are probably 800 cities, right, each one over a couple million people. So that's kind of the growth. And if you go out way invest in Chongqing or over in the middle of Huazhong and all that, you can still see a lot of growth, buildings and all that. It's kind of not exactly like Shanghai, but but still, tremendous growth each of the provinces and the cities. Okay. I understand. So, which other companies are you visiting?
Yesterday we had Disney.
Okay.
That's your partner, I'm assuming.
Where?
In Shintindi, their headquarters,
Okay.
head office.
Yeah.
And today we also have a Finnish company called Metso.
Metro.
Metso. Then another industrial park.
Yeah.
Then we have a few local manufacturing Chinese companies, because that's what we want to see, the large scale manufacturing. So tomorrow we are going out. What's the name of the place we are going out tomorrow? It's a 2.5-hour drive. Jiangsu.
Jiangsu, which city?
知道常州。
Changzhou. Oh, okay.
And then we have some real estate and financial firms on Thursday. Friday we have Citigroup
Okay.
software,
Yeah.
and we have two software on Friday. We have Citicorp and Shanghai Pudong Software Technologies.
Shanghai Pudong Software Park. Or
Software Technology Services Company. In the park,
in
it's
Jiangsu.
Shanghai Is Vision Company.
The Pudong Software Park or
Shanghai Pudong Software Technology Park.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's the government or the software park? In Jiangsu, that's right down there, the software park. Right?
Correct. So it's mixed up all different kinds of companies.
Okay, good. Well, yeah, that's a good list to visit. Yeah. Okay. So what do you want to know about IBM?
Whatever you wish to tell us.
No, I think you are
We'll have-
the customer, right? You tell us what you really
Well,
want to.
maybe you can start by telling us a bit about the history of IBM in China
Okay.
and where you are today, and what do you see are your strategic issues going into I think 2015 is a big year for China as a benchmark year.
Yeah.
So what are the plans for IBM in China, and how you came here, and the growth and all that?
Okay, good. Okay, are the lights okay?
Mhm.
All right. So since I've been in 16 years and in different roles, so probably I can tell you a little bit about the history in China. But what I try to map is looking at the overall company in terms of the values, our strategy, and then how that relates to how we are executing or implementing in China. Okay? So today, I think one of the kind of IBM has changed or transformed over the years from more of a technology company into more of a value-based company, right? Basically, it's people, it's services, right? And not so much, the hardware side or the technology side is important, but most important is what value are we bringing to the customers, right? To the enterprises. So I think that's and then the kind of what we believe in our vision is that we want to make the world better. So it's not just giving them the technology or the hardware or the storage, but how do you put those things into better perspective in terms of applying to the world, applying to the cities, applying to the governments. But how do you make life, everybody better? I think that's where we're going to. So you'll hear more and more about our smart planet strategy, right? Where we are kind of using not just technology, but using the knowledge base, right? Both IBM and with our partners to how to kind of understand the world better, how we can kind of then apply the systems, the technology, the services to make it better. Okay. Today, the company still is about 400,000 people working in hardware, software, and services, right? To have different institutions.
Excuse me. Maybe
Sure.
is it okay for us to ask some questions as you're going through, and we'll raise our hands?
Just
How,
asking.
how many of the 400,000 are in China?
Today, China is probably around 20,000 or a little bit more, kind of size of the people would, depending on not just your sales and services, but in terms of being a global company where the growth is really how you develop in China or and then be able to support worldwide. Now India is a good example, right? If you look at the India business for IBM is big, but it's not relative to the size of the employee side. For India, we have over 80,000 employees. Most of them are actually doing work for IBM around the world. So rather than just sales and services within India. So I think China, to a certain extent, is trying to build up the what we call the global enterprise in the sense of providing more and more support. In that sense, the global delivery centers, or what we call outsourcing, right, the other term, close to probably 7,000-8,000, and that's the area that we see will be growing rapidly, right, in terms of capability to support. An example is within this building, we have a couple of the what we call global divisions. Right, one is this ST System and Technology Lab. So this is for developing hardware, storage, chips, and all that. So that's over 1,000 odd people in that area. And then the other area is what we call CDL, or China Development Lab for Software. So that piece is about probably another 800 to 1,000. Okay. Now, outside of this building, there's the GDC. That's the area we're talking about. There's over 2,000 something employees just in Shanghai, right? Within two locations, one in Guangzhou and the other one in very close to Weiyang in Wujiangchang area. So that's about 2,000 something, 500 employees doing global development center. The majority of the GDC global development is really in Thailand, where they have about 5,000-6,000 people right now doing all types of global work. Some software programming, call center, that kind of support globally, not just China, but supporting Japan, Asia Pacific, and US and Europe. Right? So that's the area I would see going forward, to be growing more rapidly. And because of the diversity, because of the huge scale in China, where you don't focus in one city, so we have GDCs around, and I'll cover that lately, how IBM is spread across China. But the global delivery centers are basically heavy based in Thailand, Shanghai, Shenzhen, and we are now growing into the west in Chengdu, and probably Chongqing over time in Huazhong area. And so that's the area where we are growing, and some of it probably in Suzhou. We will have another one in Suzhou. So that's the area where we're going to try to leverage, the different area, the different industries, the skills to support the growth worldwide. Okay.
Thank you.
So we just, last year we just have a 100-year anniversary, and then IBM really transformed from a kind of machine, a time machine, a punching machine company, right, into right now, from a computer base in the 70s, right, the 370, the big iron, right, into the PCs and as well as the servers, into now primarily a software services company. Still quite a portion on storage and servers, okay, but no longer in the PC industry.
Isn't the mainframe still your biggest product?
The mainframe is still our biggest product, and apart from the mainframe, we have the mid-range, which is the P series and the I series, right, covering both medium-sized or high-end medium-sized servers down to low-end, the X series. So we do have a wide range of servers. The mainframe is still big in China, because all the big banks, right, are basically the big four, right, are basically our big customers. And the data centers are primarily the big, the 370s, the C series.